Good morning. It's been almost a week in the hospital because I went in Monday evening and it's now Sunday morning. So I'm ready to go home. But I think they told me Tuesday I should be able to go home because they're gonna check my lungs tomorrow. And it was like, I'm gonna do a lung test. And as long as my numbers are better tomorrow than they were on Monday, then I'll get to go home. But I'm hoping if they do the test early enough, I don't know like when the doctors look at everything, but I'm gonna ask them if the numbers are good, if they can try to get me out of here tomorrow, because I'm so tired of being in the hospital, but we'll see. I might have to be here till Tuesday, but whatever. But I was just thinking, like, a lot, and so... Oh, sorry, I heard something, and I thought someone was coming in. I've been thinking a lot, like, about CF, obviously, because, like, look where I am. But I've been thinking a lot about, like, the mental impact that it has on me. And honestly, this stay hasn't been so bad in terms of like a lot of the times I get really, really depressed and I just lay here and cry all day. And like I do, like that's a lot of the time that's like my sign that's like, oh, I should, like I'm definitely sick enough to go to the hospital because I've just been sitting at home crying for like weeks, wondering why I'm sick, not wondering, but being frustrated and being sad and feeling hopeless and like all those lovely things. I guess I would not qualify them as lovely, but sorry, I wanted more sunshine on my face. How does that? Whatever. So, but what I've been thinking about a lot, rather than like that kind of like mental effect that it has, is like overall how I mentally deal with having CF, and I kind of like figured out that I just don't. Why is this being so good? There we go. Much better. Okay. So this is kind of like a little bit of a backstory or whatever, but it's something that like I realized is still an issue, so I figured I'll tell it. Hold on, that's really bothering me. So when I was like 15 or something, I basically decided that I hated CF and that no one could make me do my treatments and take care of myself and blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So I just stopped taking care of myself completely. And my, like my mom, you know, and I would get in fights and I'm like, bitch, you can't fucking make me. And, so we talked to my doctors about it and they recommended that I go to, it's actually an eating disorder clinic. And the reason they recommended this is not because I had an eating disorder or that they thought I had an eating disorder, but they said that the way that I was basically dealing with having CF is very similar, I guess, to somebody who struggles with disordered eating. And I don't know how true that is because I've never experienced disordered eating. but that was what my doctors recommended, and so they sent me to, it was actually a doctor's office just down the road, and I went there with my mom, and the doctor was really nice, and my mom never let me never let me go back, because the doctor who was in charge of this clinic, who I actually have a lot of friends who have had eating disorders who saw her, who said that she's amazing, and really helped them and all this stuff. She's trans, and you'd think that that wouldn't matter when your kid is suffering and needing help, but my mom didn't want me to see a trans doctor. And at the time when we saw her, she had just, I guess, like, officially come out, and so, like, people were, like, flip-flopping pronouns and stuff like that, and that's why, like, we knew that she was trans, because some people would say he and some people would say she, and they, like, told us what was going on, which, whatever. So, and I never fought it, because at that point, I was 15, I was still, like, embarrassed that I was gay, because my mom made me feel like shit about it, so, like, I did not have the kind of self-love and advocacy and blah, blah, blah that I do now to fight for that. Plus, I didn't even want to see a doctor because I was being rebellious, and so, like, why, like, I don't know. But I guess the main thing that I'm getting at, after 7 minutes into the video, because I like to ramble, is that, like, I feel like CF takes a lot of control away from me, and, like, I really try to be easygoing and go with the flow, and I've definitely, oh my god, I've gotten so much better, just in general, not really with CF, but with everything else. Like, when it comes to other people, I used to, like, have very bad anger issues and stuff, but, like, as I've been able to grow, as I've been able to grow and shape my life into the way that I want it, I've, really valued that for me, and so now I've been able to value that for other people. But anyways, I feel like CF takes a lot from me, and so still, I mean, I'm 22, I always forget how old I am, so it's 7 years since my doctors, like, recommended I get help for this issue, and I still haven't, and I think that a lot of my not getting healthy, why did I put that in quotes, a lot of me not getting healthy has to do with the fact that I feel like I'm constantly fighting with CF rather than, like, working with it and kind of, like, having it by my side as, like, a friend, which I know sounds, like, weird, because it's trying to kill me, but I feel like fighting against it, like, isn't working, and the way that I do it, I guess, like, for example, there's times where I don't feel like eating, and it's not like, that's not a mental thing, it's just like, oh, I don't feel like getting up and eating, or I don't feel like paying money to get food, or, like, whatever, and so I'll be sitting in bed, and then it's like, okay, well, you have CF, so you should be eating, because you need the calories, and then it's like, well, I don't feel like having CF be in charge of me, so I'm not gonna eat, like, and then that's, like, it doesn't even become about, like, oh, I should get the energy to stand up and go cook, or to, if I have the money, go out and eat, or, like, whatever, like, it's not even about that anymore, it's the fact that now I have to eat, and, you can't fucking tell me what to do. So, and like in the moment, it makes me feel like, I guess, powerful or like in charge of my disease because I'm not letting it tell me what to do. But then I lose weight and then my lungs end up not doing well because of that. And like, so it's like in the moment I'm winning, but like overall I'm losing. And that's just how it's gonna be. And like, the most common advice, if you want to call it that I get is basically just like, in a nice way usually, but they just kind of tell me to get the fuck over it because you have CF and so you have to get over it and you just have to let it control your life. And that's like from a logical standpoint, that makes sense. Just like from a logical standpoint, yeah, I need to eat, I need to do my medicine, I need to do my nebulizers, I need to do this and that and this and that. And like, it's not like I logically think that, oh, well, if I don't eat, my CF will just go away. Or if I don't do this, if I don't take care of myself, then I just don't have to deal with it. Like, I know it's there, but there's just this, like, block that, like, it doesn't matter how logical anything anyone says to me is. There's this really, like, strong barrier of feelings. And I don't know how to, like, work through that. And it's frustrating because I'm just now, like, as of, like, last night, figuring out how to word it and, like, express it in a way that, like, makes sense, because I've, like, had, like I said, these feelings for, like, at least 7 years, and, so it's not like it's a new thing to me, but I never knew how to, like, explain it to people, and so that's, like, the advice and things that people were giving me weren't necessarily adequate because, well, possibly because, like, that's just how it is, but also possibly because they weren't quite understanding where I was coming from. So I'm happy that I've analyzed it enough that I can have better words to explain it, to hopefully create a dialogue that other people can understand and help me with. But it's like, I don't know what to do, and I've tried asking my doctors for resources, and like, I don't know, like, they actually suggested that I make this YouTube channel, which is why I'm doing it, and I see these people, like, so I can't hang out with people who have CF, like, in person. Like, technically, like, there's no law against it, but it's a really, like, not the smartest idea, especially when you're constantly sick. If my CF was in a better state, then, like, maybe, but, what I'm getting at is that nobody in my life has CF, and it's just me. And so, my exposure to what CF is supposed to look like, or what CF does look like, is through, like, the media. So, like, movies like 5 Feet Apart, which I do actually want to see, or, like, documentaries on CF, which they always pick, like, the sickest kid who's, like, dying, or through, like, other YouTubers, or Instagram posters, or whatever, and I appreciate them, but I also feel like those people who, like, at least the ones that I'm thinking of in my head, they have this really, like, positive and optimistic mindset that, like, I don't have. Like, in general, I'm optimistic. trying not to cry. But when it comes to my CF, I'm definitely like not, and I get spurts of optimism, but I like watch these people who like vlog every day about their CF or every week, and they're like on the lung transplant list or like so sick, and they're just like overall, they're like pushing forward, and they're doing their treatments, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I do my treatments, and like, it's just a thing, but like, to me, like, everything I have to do to take care of myself is so much bigger than just like, oh God. Yeah, so much bigger than just like doing the thing. It's like this whole like power struggle. Between me and this like disease. And it's like frustrating because I can be as mad as I want at my CF, or I can embrace as much of my CF as I want, or I can be sad, or I can be pessimistic, or I can feel anything at all, and that doesn't change a damn thing. And so like, that's why I'm trying to like shift how I'm thinking in hopes that maybe my feelings will change too. But I don't know how to shift what I'm thinking, because I keep watching this like pattern of like, I get healthy, I'm happy that I'm healthy, I can pretend for a little bit that I don't have CF, then I get sick, then I get sad that I'm sick, then I get angry that I have CF and that nobody else is getting sick and that it's just me for like no reason. Then I get on antibiotics and I start to feel better. Then I'm motivated to take care of myself because CF isn't gonna keep me down. And then as soon as I'm feeling good enough, I can just forget that I have CF again. And like, it's not right, like I can't be doing that anymore. But it's like, that's what I've been doing, and it hasn't been working, but it's been working enough. And so I'm trying to be open to like doing it differently or whatever, or thinking differently. But it's hard because I don't know. I just really want to do better, and sometimes I don't know where to turn, and I feel like if I can fix this like mental block that my brain is having, and I can stop like trying to win against CF, then I can actually win like with CF. Like, instead of seeing it as like me versus CF, like having it be like we're a team. Even though, like, yes, CF is trying to kill me every single fucking day. I'm actually gonna ask my doctors about it this morning. Because I know the clinic that they sent me to before, I'm pretty sure is like a pediatric eating disorder clinic. Like I said, I'm 22. Although I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna ask them, because I think that would really help. or something. I need something, and I don't know what I'm asking for. And I just hope that, like, somebody else can figure out what I'm asking for and figure out where to send me. Okay, so that's everything. Sorry for all the tears. I just feel strongly about everything. I don't mind crying, but sorry if, like, you felt weird about that. I'm gonna go. I think the nurses are gonna be in here soon to start my medicine and giving me breakfast and stuff, so. Alright.